ने कहा कि भगवान बिरसा मुंडा ने ब्रिटिश शासन, सामाजिक अन्याय और शोषण के विरुद्ध संघर्ष करते हुए जनजातीय समाज को स्वाभिमान, संगठन और अधिकारों की शक्ति का परिचय कराया। उन्होंने कहा कि भगवान बिरसा मुंडा केवल एक स्वतंत्रता सेनानी नहीं, बल्कि सामाजिक चेतना, सांस्कृतिक अस्मिता और जनजातीय स्वाभिमान के प्रतीक हैं। राजधानी में दोपहर में गर्मी का कहर जारी है। वहीं शाम के समय कई इलाकों में तेज हवा के साथ हल्की बारिश हुई। मौसम विभाग के अनुसार आज का अधिकतम तापमान 43 डिग्री सेल्सियस दर्ज किया गया, जबकि न्यूनतम तापमान रहा 29 डिग्री सेल्सियस। और अंत में सुनिए इस बुलेटिन के मुख्य समाचार एक बार फिर। मुख्यमंत्री रेखा गुप्ता ने आज राजधानी की जोन ओ में बसी कॉलोनियों पर उच्च स्तरीय बैठक की। कहा, इन कॉलोनियों में पुराने निर्माण गिराए नहीं जाएंगे। राजधानी में सार्वजनिक परिवहन को सुदृढ़ करने के लिए परिवहन मंत्री डॉक्टर पंकज कुमार सिंह ने दिल्ली परिवहन निगम के क्षेत्रीय प्रबंधकों के साथ महत्वपूर्ण समीक्षा बैठक की। और राष्ट्रीय राजधानी क्षेत्र परिवहन निगम ने बताया कि दिल्ली गाजियाबाद मेरठ नमो भारत कॉरिडोर पर एक दिन में लगभग 1.25 लाख यात्रियों ने नमो भारत सेवाओं का उपयोग किया। और इसके साथ ही प्रादेशिक समाचार बुलेटिन समाप्त हुआ। नमस्कार।
आकाशवाणी दिल्ली का ये इंद्रप्रस्थ चैनल है। मीडियम वेव 366.3 मीटर अर्थात 819 किलोहर्ट्ज़, DRM 810 किलोहर्ट्ज़ पर रात्रि के 8 बज चुके हैं। समय है कार्यक्रम गीत मालिका का। गीत मालिका कार्यक्रम में आज मैं हूं आपके साथ पूजा भारती।
इस गाने के साथ ही इंद्रधनुष के अंतर्गत पॉप एक्सप्रेस कार्यक्रम अब समाप्त होता है।
सीमा प्रबंधन प्रणाली के निर्माण की दिशा में एक महत्वपूर्ण कदम है।
हमारी स्मार्ट बॉर्डर की संकल्पना में लैंड पोर्ट अथॉरिटी का बहुत बड़ा योगदान आने वाले दिनों में है। ये जो लैंड पोर्ट मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम और स्मार्ट बॉर्डर की संकल्पना, ये दो मिलकर एक प्रकार से अभेद और सुरक्षित बॉर्डर का निर्माण करेंगे, इसमें मेरे मन में कम से कम कोई शंका नहीं है।
प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने पश्चिम एशिया में बदलती सुरक्षा स्थिति पर आज कुवैत के अमीर शेख मिशाल अल अहमद अल जबेर अल सबा से टेलीफोन पर बातचीत की। प्रधानमंत्री ने तनाव बढ़ने पर गहरी चिंता व्यक्त की और कुवैत की संप्रभुता तथा क्षेत्रीय अखंडता पर हमलों की निंदा की। उन्होंने शांति और स्थिरता शीघ्र बहाल करने तथा तनाव कम करने के लिए संवाद और कूटनीति की आवश्यकता पर बल दिया। केंद्र सरकार ने कच्चे तेल की बढ़ती कीमतों के बोझ से उपभोक्ताओं को राहत देने के लिए तेल विपणन कंपनियों को लगभग 1,23,000 करोड़ रुपए की वित्तीय सहायता प्रदान की है। सरकारी सूत्रों के अनुसार ये सहायता पश्चिम एशिया संघर्ष के शुरुआती 78 दिन के लिए दी गई है। इसमें उत्पाद शुल्क में कटौती भी शामिल है। सूत्रों ने बताया कि सोने के आयात में कमी आई है। ये कमी सोने पर आयात शुल्क में बढ़ोतरी और प्रधानमंत्री मोदी की कम से कम 1 वर्ष तक सोना नहीं खरीदने की अपील का परिणाम है। शिक्षा मंत्री धर्मेंद्र प्रधान ने आज नई दिल्ली स्थित राष्ट्रीय परीक्षा एजेंसी के मुख्यालय का दौरा किया और 21 जून को नीट की पुनर्परीक्षा की तैयारियों की समीक्षा की। मुख्यालय के बाहर पत्रकारों से बातचीत में उन्होंने कहा कि केंद्र सरकार ने प्रश्न पत्रों की तैयारी से लेकर बाद की प्रक्रियाओं तक पूर्ण गोपनीयता बनाए रखते हुए सभी आवश्यक उपाय सुनिश्चित किए हैं। इस बीच दिल्ली की एक अदालत ने आज नीट यूजी पेपर लीक मामले में आरोपी मनीषा वाघमारे की जमानत याचिका खारिज कर दी है। मामले की जांच कर रही सीबीआई ने अदालत में कहा कि पुणे स्थित शिक्षा सलाहकार वाघमारे ने पैसे के बदले विद्यार्थियों को परीक्षा के प्रश्न पत्र लीक किए। स्वास्थ्य और परिवार कल्याण मंत्री जगत प्रकाश नड्डा ने कहा है कि सरकार ने पिछले 10 वर्ष में प्रधानमंत्री सुरक्षित मातृत्व अभियान के माध्यम से देश भर में मातृ और शिशु स्वास्थ्य सेवाओं को मजबूत किया है। श्री नड्डा ने नई दिल्ली में प्रधानमंत्री सुरक्षित मातृत्व अभियान के 10 वर्ष पूरे होने के अवसर पर राष्ट्रव्यापी समारोह का शुभारंभ करते हुए ये बात कही। उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार 3 तलाक और एसिड हमलों से पीड़ित महिलाओं को प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना, मुख्यमंत्री आवास योजना, आयुष्मान भारत, प्रधानमंत्री जन आरोग्य योजना और मुख्यमंत्री जन आरोग्य योजना का लाभ प्रदान करेगी। इन सभी योजनाओं का लाभ जरूरतमंद महिलाओं तक पहुंचाने की तैयारियां शुरू हो गई हैं। श्रीलंका के दाम्बोला में एक दिवसीय त्रिकोणीय क्रिकेट श्रृंखला के पहले मुकाबले में भारत ए ने श्रीलंका ए को 8 रन से हरा दिया है। भारत ए के 278 रन के जवाब में श्रीलंका ए 269 रन ही बना सकी। भारत की ओर से ऋतुराज गायकवाड़ ने सर्वाधिक 101 रन बनाए। इसके साथ ही ये समाचार बुलेटिन समाप्त हुआ।
दिस इज आकाशवाणी, द न्यूज रेड बाय रेणुका। The Ministry of External Affairs today acknowledged several reports of severe police brutality in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, in which several protesters have been killed and many injured. Addressing the media in New Delhi, External Affairs spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal said that New Delhi continues to see a pattern of fake news and videos emanating from Pakistan. Mr. Jaiswal described them as a desperate attempt by Pakistan to cover up its own failings and deflect attention away from its human rights abuses.
A pattern of fake news and videos emanating from Pakistan. It is a desperate attempt by Pakistan to cover up its own failings and deflect attention away from its human rights abuses. There are several reports of police brutality in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, in which several people have been killed. There are several more who have been injured. We hope the international community will hold Pakistan accountable for its misdeeds and its abuses.
Over 30 people have been killed and around 200 others have been injured in clashes between protesters and security forces in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Tensions in the region escalated after authorities banned the Joint Awami Action Committee, a prominent civil society alliance that has spearheaded protests over economic and political grievances in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Union Home Minister Amit Shah today inaugurated the Land Port Management System, Vinimay, in New Delhi to digitize and streamline cargo processing and passenger movement across India's land borders. The system is a digital platform designed to integrate operations across land ports into a unified system. It will enable secure, real-time exchange of logistics and regulatory information, bringing land ports on a par with digital systems already in place at airports and seaports. Addressing the gathering, Mr. Shah said the initiative marks a significant step towards the system.
कि लैंड पोर्ट का तेजी से विकास होने के बाद
After the rapid development of the land port, not only has trade increased, but security has also been ensured. It has helped transform illegal trade into legitimate trade. In the vision of all-round development of border areas, where migration was the biggest problem, the land ports have made a very important contribution in addressing this as well.
लैंड पोर्ट ने बहुत महत्वपूर्ण योगदान दिया है.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a telephonic conversation this afternoon with the Emir of Kuwait, Sheikh Mashal Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah. The two leaders exchanged views on the evolving security situation in West Asia. The Prime Minister expressed deep concern over the escalation of tensions and reaffirmed India's strong condemnation of attacks on Kuwait's sovereignty and territorial integrity. He reiterated the call for de-escalation, dialogue and diplomacy for earliest restoration of peace and stability. The central government has given financial support of approximately 1.23 lakh crore rupees to the oil marketing companies OMC to support the consumer from the burden of rising crude oil price. According to the government sources, the financial support has been provided to OMCs is for the initial 78 days of the West Asia conflict. This financial support includes the excise duty cut. The government has proposed an interim budget allocation of 95,692 crore rupees to states and union territories to ensure a smooth transition from Manrega to Vikasit Bharat Guarantee for Rozgar and Ajivika Mission Grameen, VBG Ramji. The act will come into force across the country with effect from 1st of next month. Rural Development Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan announced this in a media briefing after holding a virtual meeting with the rural development ministers of the states and UTs in New Delhi. He said that the government has asked states and union territories to make necessary preparations ahead of the implementation of the act. Benchmark domestic equity indices ended over 0.5% up today, snapping two-day losing streak. The Sensex rose 395 points to close at 73,919, while the Nifty jumped 119 points to settle at 23,242. And with that, we end this news bulletin.
जी साहब, आकाशवाणी दिल्ली का एफएम गोल्ड चैनल 100.1 मेगाहर्ट्ज पर ये वक्त दस्तक दे रहा है। इस वक्त यानी 8:10 और 37 सेकंड। ये वक्त है आपके साथ मधुरिमा का। जी हाँ, और आपके लिए आपकी सेवा में मधुरिमा लेकर हाजिर हूं मैं, आप ही की दोस्त रूपा धवन। नमस्कार। तो दोस्तों, आज मधुरिमा में हम बात करेंगे राग यमन और यमन कल्याण पर आधारित गीतों की, और साथ ही साथ सुनेंगे इन गीतों को भी। तो पहला गीत हम शामिल कर रहे हैं अनुरोध फिल्म से किशोर साहब के स्वर में आनंद बख्शी द्वारा रचा गया ये गीत, जिसे संगीत से सजाया संवारा लक्ष्मीकांत प्यारेलाल ने।
Ну, не знаю. I saw you at Radler, or I knew you were at Radler, but I was stuck in mid-tent, which isn't quite so luxurious as the Lord's Media Centre.
No, we saw each other briefly.
They still give you cake, though. You still get a bit of cake. Yeah, it's not quite as good cake. But
you get a bit of Battenberg in a plastic wrap.
Basically, that's near enough it. Yeah, I'm afraid.
From the local Londis.
I like a bit of Battenberg, I've got to say.
Well, let's move on to the county championship.
Yeah.
Grubby, you're the man closest to activities in Division 1.
Well, no, you say that, Tom,
where do you stand so far?
As I mentioned, we'll just caveat this by saying that I've only seen a day of county cricket so far this season, which was that day at the end of April, where I saw Essex basically putting Surrey to the sword, and Elgar and Wesley putting on nearly 200. So, no, I've not been steeped in it like possibly you have. So, observing from afar, really. I mean, it's interesting, though, you look at like the batting stats and the bowling stats. If you were picking the test squad on that alone, and this feeds into your point about the ECB saying we're going to use it more.
Yeah, we're going to come on to that in a minute.
You know, we've got Joe Clark at Notts, who's got 748 runs at 75 so far. You've got Tom Abel at Somerset, who's got 696 at 77. Ben Slater at Notts. They're scoring a lot of runs at Notts, aren't they?
Yeah,
5-7-1 at 57. Jake Lehman, who's...
Darren's lad
at Hampshire. He's making a name for himself, though. 559 at 62.
Is he English qualifying?
I don't know if he is or not, but certainly those top three, aren't they?
I'm just sure his dad would like that, even though he likes coaching. Well, exactly.
No. And then Kieran Carlson at Glamorgan's got 542 at 54. So,
yes.
You know, let's leave Lehman to one side, but the rest of them not even mentioned really, I guess, in selectorial terms. What have we got in the bowling in Div 1? You've got
Ethan Bamber, thank you very much. The
yes.
Fabulous Ethan, he's got 29 at 22.
Yeah.
And Keith Barker, I think, is bowling brilliant. Ethan Bamber will never... I love him. He's a lovely lad. He just takes wickets. I do think he's improved since he left Middlesex and went to Warwickshire. I just don't think he'll ever be in the England reckoning. Not tall enough, not fast enough. I mean, he's a mini Murtagh.
It's a bit like,
not sadly what they want. England selectors want.
Or Hannon Dolby. There's another one, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Who would run in? It always looked. He was your classic braces caught in the pavilion door kind of bowler to me. He's sort of wheezing into the crease, but yeah, he was very effective in the county game. Took loads of wickets. You've got Sam Cook at Essex, got 27 at 19. Sean Abbott, a stalwart for Hampshire, isn't he?
I think he's come and gone from an England perspective, unless he does something absolutely spectacular.
Who?
Cook.
Sam Cook.
Yeah. I mean, the one game I saw him in last year, he didn't. I mean, everyone talked about him, and I don't watch a lot of county cricket, so I want to talk about him. 3 Essex,
and he's taken plenty of wickets. Somerset haven't really got going.
It was Jamie Porter, wasn't there, the last few years as well? He was always talked about. Overton's taken a good few wickets for Somerset, 24 at 22. And then you've got the lad Green at Leicestershire, who's got 23 at 27. So that's your top fives. I mean, as I said, Notts are the only unbeaten side in Division 1 and doing a very good job so far of defending their title.
They have 4 high-scoring draws and 2 wins, which shows the value of a high-scoring draw from a bonus point perspective, because that's really helped them, and of course they're defending champions.
I was reading in the latest episode, the latest edition of the Cricketer, someone said, I forget who it was, saying that surely it's time to think about redressing the scoring system in the county championship. Draws are over-rewarded. Like, if you get 8 for a draw, if you only got 5 for a draw, let's really make teams go for it. Let's try and
create results.
Just create results and create a bit more dynamism in the game. Again, we all love county cricket or the form of cricket that is 2 innings multi-day cricket, and if you want people to remain interested in that and attract new people, I think you do have to think about those things. Would you agree with that the draw's over-awarded in county cricket?
No, I don't think so. I think the bonus point system is, if ultimately one of your key objectives is to develop players to play international cricket, then they have to spend time doing their craft. I think they would spend. They'd be. It would ultimately result in wickets that are prepared for results and not prepared to make bowlers work and batsmen work. And I think that would be a problem. Although that said, you've got Notts who are top, who have drawn 4, but they've scored a lot of runs doing it. That's the thing. And 1-2. Well, if you look at the second division, it's a really weird situation. I mean, Durham, 100% the team to beat.
Yeah, on fire.
Which is essentially all of them bar 1, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All the teams have played 6 and won 2, and it's draws that are proving the points difference, but in quite a lot between the two. Now, I can see that as being over-rewarded. I see that as the incentives is there to put on big first innings runs and to take first innings wickets, and that's where you get your bonus points. So it doesn't trouble me. At the end of the day, you still get only half the number of points for a draw as you get for a win.
Would you not
it's
prefer
the bonus points that make the difference?
Would you not prefer? So in the same way that football went from 2 points for a win to 3 points for a win, and that's widely regarded as a positive for the last 40 years or so, would you not think that a similar thing in the scoring for county cricket might encourage more results, might make people more interested in it?
Well, then maybe you make more points for a win rather than reduce the batting bonus points and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. How many do you get for a win? 15 for a win, isn't it? Oh, I know he was reducing the bonus points. 18. So, yeah, maybe you say 25 points for a win.
No, 16. What am I saying? 16.
You add an extra 8 points or something for a win and make that stand out. But you can still go for it with big first innings runs and try and bowl them out in first innings. But then, chasing it at the end still becomes...
I've always thought that the scoring system for the county championship. Look, I'm a big cricket fan, but do I understand it fully? Not really.
No, I'm not sure I do.
Is it 16 points? Is it 8 points? What's the bonus points?
Well, they've changed it a couple of times, but I don't know. It's simple: points for a win, points for a draw, nothing to lose. But what you do get is in the first 110 overs, you're encouraged to score as many runs as you can and as fast as you can, because hence they make it within 110 overs, and you get rewarded for taking wickets. So it encourages all the skills of the game
in the first innings. No, that's just fair enough.
So yeah.
Are there any bonus points for the second innings? I don't know.
Tone,
no bonus points for second innings.
I want to pick up on that, Tone, because you're a big fan. You love your county cricket, and I love all that as well. So you'd be less inclined to change things because you like it and you're into it. But in terms of making it a little bit more without changing the fundamentals of the game, it's still the same game, but maybe it's just how you measure it or score it or put it out there to the world for all to see in league tables and whatever. Is there not a case to be made for A, simplifying it, and B, encouraging more teams to go for more wins?
You'd end up, I think, with shorter games, which ultimately is self-defeating.
Okay, I'm not going to persuade you.
No, you're not going to.
I don't think you are.
I mean,
with the best one in the world, this does go to the heart of one of cricket's big talking points and debating points. You are by nature quite conservative about it because you like it as it is. So any change really is going to fall on deaf ears, isn't it, for you?
No, there's just that particular change because I don't think it's needed.
Yes, shut up.
Not all change.
Not all change is good, says Tony. I mean, what I will say is that I don't watch a lot of county cricket, but I have noticed, and I have to say this is a big thing and a positive, and I've said this quite a lot recently, is that the way that you can follow it now on YouTube, and the fact that the coverage on YouTube in most county cases is kind of 90s standard TV coverage, which is good enough, means that it's getting a lot more. I seem to see a few more articles about it in the paper. It seems to be a lot more relevant to a lot more people, and it seems to be making a little bit of a comeback in people's consciousness, which I think is a really positive thing. Because I have not been aware of it for years. I mean, I don't really follow it, but I've certainly become a lot more aware of it in the amount of articles I've seen in papers, and the fact that I can just click on a link and watch 10 minutes here or there.
I would love it. I would love it. We consume media in a very different way now. When we were growing up, you'd have all of the scorecards in the papers, you'd have things like the top 50 batters and bowlers for the county championship. I really enjoyed, in preparation for this, poring over some of those figures. On Quick Info, but which I don't typically do, you know. And anyway, so I'd love that, but you don't see that. I remember morning when the Telegraph, which is the paper my parents took when I was a kid, it moved from showing the full scorecard to just like that innings. Do you know what I mean? It went through a truncated, and I was like, oh no, that is a shame. And now, of course, you don't get any of it at all. Anyway, we're wanging on about all of this, aren't we?
It's Durham at the top, just about everyone else in the middle, and then Gloucestershire. If they were a horse, they'd have been shot. But just about everybody else.
Is Labuschagne back at
doing very well?
He played for?
He is. No, he played at
Glamorgan. Is he back there this year?
And as far as I believe, I think he is. Yeah, I think he is. Let's move on, or else we'll get tangled up in a bonus points versus 27 points for a win and 3 for a draw argument. Right. So there was a call between Rob Key and Brendan McCullum and all the chairman and head coaches, I think, for county cricket. They're going to look more at laying out what England's objectives were and where and how the county game fitted into that. Most who came away from that call on the county side have been quite cagey about what they felt about it, other than loosely saying it was positive. What do you reckon? Are we seeing any shifts in gear yet?
What does all of that mean?
Yeah, well,
I think the general feeling was there were too many selections which literally bypass county form in their entirety. I'll give you Shoaib Bashir
Crawley
as number 1, Crawley as number 2, and there have been others. So I think the selections in Australia, where the entire bowling unit was evidently not fit enough to bowl and yet still went out there, and they gradually or very quickly started breaking down one by one. Players who most county coaches could have told you weren't really technically quite ready to face Australian bowler conditions were put in front of them anyway. But what is interesting, I think, is a couple of things that have so undertaking from the England management that they are going to be a little bit more in touch with county cricket, and surely the coming through the rebirth of Robinson and the coming of Emilio Gay and James Roux, those seem to be an indication that might be the case, because Emilio Gay wouldn't have, I don't think a year ago, even with the form he's had, he would have been in the mix, and I think now they're feeling
possibly not.
He has to be.
So, well, that's a good example then. So maybe we are already seeing that, and let's see how that plays out. There's one thing. So we talked about harking right back to the start of the Stokes-McCullum era and that wild summer of 2022 where we suddenly went...
We were all very excited.
Everything I've ever known is wrong and it's wonderful, and chasing 300's easy now, and all this, and the fourth innings and all this sort of stuff, and we'll choose to field first and back ourselves to chase anything in the fourth innings. It was wonderfully, ludicrously kind of thrilling. But thrilling, wasn't it, Bear?
Yeah, it was.
And it all stemmed.
Fantastic.
And I know it's had its critics, and rightly so, because there's appeared to be a bit of kind of hubris and a bit of arrogance and whatever about it. The one thing I would say is, which I hope we don't lose in whatever change we are making, is that there was total strategic clarity about how we were going to go about things. We were going to do all those things. It wasn't just about going and scoring runs as quickly as possible. That might have been part of it in certain moments of the game, or taking it to the opposition from early on, backing ourselves to chase anything in the fourth innings, as I say, all that sort of stuff. The absolute strategic clarity of this is how we're going to play and this is how we're going to go about it, and it didn't come off every time, but it came off enough times for me to think and other people to think we've seen some shift here in how England are playing Test cricket, and we saw other teams respond to it and try to counter it, and all the rest of it. But what I just hope is that they retain whatever that strategic clarity is. This is exactly how we're going to go about things. Everyone buys into it, and we're as one moving forward. What I would hate to see is a kind of we want to kind of keep that aggression and we want to keep that positive way of playing. But we will have to go into our shell at a certain point, or as soon as you get into mixed messaging and muddled thinking, that way madness lies. So whatever the new strategic direction is. I want that to be clear and the players to be 100% behind it and 100% going with it. That's my thought.
Well, what do you think about Marcus North being the new selector replacing Luke Wright? I think that's a good move. From
I mean, I don't have a problem. Marcus North was the next international batsman. You know, he knows the game. I think a lot of people could be selectors, really, if you know the game and you've been around the county circuit long enough. I think there's quite a few people who could be in the mix.
Been with
yeah, precisely. So I you know, apples and oranges. Not really that bothered.
I saw Darren Goff saying that because Stephen Finn was mentioned in the conversation. He said he should have been nowhere near that. Stephen Finn is a nice lad, but he needs more experience and get all this sort of stuff. He really
well, he was absolutely against Marcus North, but when I looked into his argument as to why, Goffey, it seemed to be you've already got a Kiwi coach, you don't want a bloody Australian.
Well, he's from fucking Yorkshire, isn't he? What do you reckon expect?
But the main thing was, he was one of the ones under consideration and didn't get the job. So I think there's
I wouldn't have Goffey near any selection panel either, precisely because for those reasons. He's just,
I think Marcus North is positive. When I've met him, he's a thinker about the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's done a great job at Durham, particularly on pathways and in his role as director of cricket, I think. And he's very articulate and knows the county game very, very well.
Well,
so
splendid. He sounds very well qualified. I'm really happy to see him do it. I mean, I remember him as
to see him there.
Good. All right. Well, I'll share your happiness for now. See how we get on.
I mean,
presumably he's. Yeah. Sorry, Carl.
Well, on your point, Grubby, in charge, so I don't seize the game in a certain way, and these players have got to be able to fit into that structure. So it's going to be interesting to see how these teams will do. From what I understand, James Rew wouldn't have a problem. He seems to be quite an attacking batsman anyway. I don't know enough about Amelia Gay, but he scores a shitload of runs. Question is, can he do it as an England opener
on a wet Tuesday night at Stoke?
On a wet Tuesday night at Stoke, but in the fashion that his coach, who's the guy in charge, wants him to play the game, and that's going to be the pressure that's on him. It's less so for the bowlers. The bowlers are there to take wickets, and
he's played under Darren Lehman
with attacking field.
So I know he's done really well since he went for Durham. So, and he knows Lords. I mean, you know, anyone can get a tricky ball at early morning at Lords.
Yeah, of course.
But I think he will go pretty well. I'm reasonably.
Well, I hope he does. I hope he does. But I mean, I do hope that he doesn't turn into Dom Sibley Light in an England.
They're totally different types of player.
Well, exactly.
Totally.
I mean, I'm interested to see what he's like. I've never seen him.
Amelia Gay's strong all around the wicket, whereas Sibley, as we all know, was somewhat stronger in off. Whether he's to the onside, so the other way, the onside.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether that has changed.
The leg side. Couldn't fucking hit anything through the covers, could he? Jesus. And he left a lot.
But the other thing about Amelia Gay is his opening partner is going to be Ben Duckett. So if you hang around with Ben Duckett for a bit, you're going to score fairly quickly as a duo. And as you know, cricket's about partnerships and all that stuff. So, I don't think anyone would put him in there and say, right, you've got to be Ben Duckett Mark II.
No.
You've got enough of your own natural capabilities. You play your way, but play alongside him.
Well, the Duck's just got a real point to prove, hasn't he? His form fell off a cliff.
We didn't fall off a cliff.
Pretty much did. He didn't do anything in Australia.
Well, he did. He got lots of 30s and 40s. He never got a 50, but he didn't often get out for under 20 either.
In the context of
annoying playing that.
In the context of a disastrous series, he did okay.
He forsook the IPL to ensure he got sufficient Red Bull preparation. So I think
he's got all the runs.
I was going to say 503 runs. 503 runs at 84. He's got a double.
He's doing well. Exactly. He's doing all right.
Yeah, absolutely. That has worked for him. So
bring it back to the international arena.
I mean, that is the point. If you're batting, I mean, I guess the point here is that if you're batting with Duckett, exactly that. It's your approach to early innings when you get a ball that, if you're in an attacking vein, you would probably, it's too short for a half volley, but it's over pitched, and if you get out and you drive it on the up through the covers, you'll get 4 runs. And if you're not that type of player, you're just going to let it go through to the keeper, right? That's the difference in what Baz wants to what might be required by some other managers or coaches in a county side who might be a little bit less aggressive and go, well, you don't need to play that ball, so don't bother. Whereas Baz wants you to have a go at that ball and try and hit it through the covers for 4. And if you fit into that mould, you'll probably do quite well, and you'll probably score runs actually, and then it'll make you feel more confident, and and that drives on your career. That's how I look at it, how Bowser wants people to play on his side. And again, I don't think it doesn't really apply so much to the bowlers. He just wants people to take wickets, and Stoke sets really stupid fields. So you're gonna leak runs, but get some crazy wickets as well. So
he's a great captain, Stokes.
Yeah,
I truly believe it. And
he's
the
an aggressive captain, but he's he's also got his head screwed on.
He can think really clearly in the moment. That's really important. He's pretty good on reviews. He tries different things. He manages bowlers pretty well. Makes Shoaib Bashir, for example, feel much better than previous captains made Jack Leach feel, for example.
Yeah.
And and I just want to pick up on something you said a couple of minutes ago, Tone, about McCullum having to be contrite and all the rest of it. I don't think that's the thing. Like you've hired McCullum, Rob Key and everyone hired McCullum to come and do a job and to do it in a certain way, because they all agreed on. So he's gone. That's what he's gone and done the last few years. He's been true to that. This is how we want to play. This is how we're going to do it. Of course, there are a corollary or two of that, which is people think you're arrogant, you're not going to get county cricket enough, But this is what we have agreed. Right or wrong, or you may not agree with it. This is what we've agreed. So I don't think it's a case of him having to be contrite. You get to a point where you go, we need a bit of a reset. We need a different plan now, or a different strategy now. We're going to alter it in these ways. We're all behind it. But I don't think it's about he has to say sorry or anything, because he's done what he's...
Bear used the word contrite. I don't think I did.
I beg your pardon. Well, whoever said it.
Well, and the other thing is, I mean, if you look at the win-loss record, it was still pretty bloody good compared to England captains of the past.
Everyone's judged by an Ashes. Everyone's judged by an Ashes.
Well, listen, if you want to judge by an Ashes, we won the first
test overseas. It's like winning all your pre-season friendlies
since
and then
2010.
losing 5-0 in your first game of the season.
But we won a test. We won a test in Australia for the first time since 2010. We might have lost a series.
A bit of a bonkers one as well, wasn't it? All over in 2 days.
And we still haven't lost a home series, Ashes series, since 2001. So
this is true.
If you're judged on those series, then he's not done badly.
Look, ringing the last orders bell. So we're going to be very quick about the last two things. Have we caught any blast grubs?
Only to see that Somerset, among lots of other teams, have won their first two, including the rematch against Hampshire, the rematch of the final from last year.
Early days, yeah. The interesting thing this year is 3 groups, isn't there?
Yeah, I love the blast, though.
North, South, Central and West. Middlesex would say, show me any group. There isn't a group we can't be near the bottom of. So that's...
and Somerset are in Central, which is weird.
You are Central and West. So Northants.
Oh, does it say Central and West?
Those near neighbours.
Yeah.
North, let me see. Who's running there? Central and West, Northants, Somerset and Gloucestershire. So a couple of the less fancied teams in the Championship doing well in the blast. Durham and Yorkshire, probably not a surprise at the top of the North. Surrey, yes. Surrey and Kent are at the top. Guess what links Surrey and Kent?
Both beat Middlesex.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah.
So we've given them a nice little leg up. Although Adam Rossington had a pretty good effort of attempting to fight back.
Big Rosser.
And Sam Curran did well.
What a player, Sam Curran. I did see a bit of him the other day.
They were 56 for 4 till Sam Curran came in.
And he made it look easy, didn't he?
And he did.
What a cricketer.
The only other concerning thing, I mean, 3 years ago, say, Middlesex and Surrey, you'd struggle to get a ticket if you weren't lucky to have either a Middlesex membership or an ECB press pass.
Yeah.
Now, 15,000 tickets, and against Kent, which would be one of the games, Essex, Kent, Surrey would near fill Lords in the blast. It's only 7,000 for the Kent game.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's the same elsewhere, but I think just the blast has been mismanaged and suffered on the back of the 100.
Of course it has. It's bound to, isn't it?
And I think that's coming home to roost a little bit this season, I think.
Well, I don't want to rake over old coals, but one of the things that I and many others said at the time when the 100 was launched was the things that you say you want to do with this competition, you could absolutely do with the blast.
Yeah.
In terms of families and younger people and all the rest of it, and the kind of experience.
You wouldn't get the money in through franchises, and they'll be saying all the counties are investing in the money that there's going to be given, although there's strict rules about the 100 money, about what you're supposed to be able to do. You can't just go out and buy overseas players. A very large proportion of it has to go into infrastructure and grassroots.
That's fair enough. You want to grow the game in this country, don't you? I mean, that's the big problem is, going forward with cricket. Norcross was around here earlier, actually, just before we went on air, and we were talking about this. And exactly that. The Blast could take the place of the 100 in August, be a condensed thing without a break for a county game, have it all done in a month, and it'd be a fantastic little competition. You'd have to have several different groups. I mean, this is the thing. In fact, you could almost run it like a Cricket World Cup with 18 teams, couldn't you? I mean, you could have 4 groups of 4 and 2 groups of 5 or whatever. Therefore, you'd only have 3-4 games in each group, which means that pretty much every game would have something on it. 2 qualify from each group, gives you a quarter-final, a semi-final, a final. Do it all in a month, and it will all have something on it. The games would be interesting with pretty much anything on it, and it would last a month and be highly engaging.
So this is it, isn't it? When you've got 2 very similar products, let's use that terrible word, in the Blast and the 100, and one gets millions and millions and millions of pounds worth of investment and the other one doesn't, and families are there going, oh, let's do some cricket this summer, let's and I've been served loads of ads for the 100 and getting loads of stuff. You're going to pick that? Of course you are. And so it was always going to be the case that the Blast was going to suffer. So that is just a commercial and human reality, I'm afraid. But I still think it's a great competition, and I've still never been to Finals Day, which would be great fun.
I've been to Finals Day that Middlesex got to. 2008.
Oh wow!
But the idea of the Finals Day is fantastic as well. The fact that you have 3 games in a day is brilliant.
Oh, it's fabulous! Long old day.
It is a long old day.
Not if you win it.
Well, it's still a long day.
Well, it's still a long day, but it doesn't seem so long.
Yeah,
because you've watched your team win twice, including winning a final. So, it's a brilliant day. Final thing we were going to talk about, really quickly, was the whole. A lot of people looking at IPL viewing figures, which are down about TV ratings down a best part of 20%. The defence for that is people are just watching it in different ways, OTT, direct streaming, those kind of things. But surely, Grubbs, you know this as well as me, these things are still counted.
You'd think, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I don't get about it. Surely, it must be very easy to figure out. I mean, fucking Spotify runs on the fact that it streams shit and it counts the amount of streams you get, and that's how you get paid, right? So
connected
surely,
and over the top TV is what they're saying is.
What's over the top TV?
It's just direct to a device.
So a stream. So it's me like
direct
going on the
TV
Sky
via the
app.
internet and not for a provider.
Yeah. That's actually. I mean, that's what I mean. Spotify counts streams. Everyone counts streams. We have fucking the amount of people who are viewing us on bloody YouTube. That is easily countable, right? So, yeah. I mean, the headline I saw was only 10 million people watching the IPL, and I thought, well, that must be bullshit because there's a population of 1.4 billion, and it's like the Premier League. There can't just be 10 million people watching on TV for an IPL game. There's got to be hundreds of millions watching somewhere else. Now, the question is that hundreds of millions less than the hundreds of millions who were watching it last year? If it's 20% down, then it proves that going on for 2 months and being as boring as fuck is not a very good product, right?
This is a great advert for the game we're going to cover later on today.
Well, it's interesting, but let's face it, we've been slagging it off every time we're on air anyway. But,
this is true. We do.
I mean, I was speaking to Dan, he's saying when you watch cricket in India, it's fucking insane. It's like there's adverts in the middle of overs. Like he was saying, like in the World Cup when he was out there, actually in the middle of an over, the action goes into the middle of the screen, and then you have adverts on the outside of the bloody thing, even in the middle of the over. And Arnav was telling me that because it's so expensive to get sport in England, he still basically signs up and uses the VPN and watches his Indian stream to watch the IPL. And he says, you'll have an advert after every ball in an over, and it's just like, well, I mean, if that was me watching sport, that would turn me off massively. I mean, I can deal with adverts at the end of an over.
I think too much of a shift. Forgetting all of the business structure, franchise issues, advertising, whatever it is, forget all of that. The whole thing is just too geared towards the batsman and bowler and stuff.
There's that obviously as well.
And it makes a commodity that should be precious, runs and good runs, less so because you just see so many of them so often. Yeah. I swear to God, in 3 or 4 years' time, we'll be talking about Suryavanshi as the veteran of 400 IPL games, and he'll be 19 years old. I mean, just seems a weird, detached, strange world where it's hard to get emotionally engaged. But we're not Indian.
They are. Right, we're back. All in a bit of a hurry. There's some blue skies above Lords. Would you believe it? Blue skies, fluffy clouds, and there's going to be a Will O'Rourke. Not that far from Lords. He was born in Kingston upon Thames.
Was he? Why is he fucking playing for them then? Bastard.
Well, he moved to New Zealand at the age of 5, Bear.
Was he like a one? Well, no, there wouldn't have been £1 poms in those days, would there? Of course. He's only about 20 something.
Who's on with us? Is it Hendo?
Hendo, you're doing jingles, mate. Right, Duckett is facing up. O'Rourke, straight after the break, comes around the wicket. There's a fake throw up by Blundell behind the stumps. Good little delivery, though. 85 miles an hour. Yeah, I quite like this Will O'Rourke fellow. 21 4 for 1. We are back, finally. Bit of a scrambled team there as well. Blundell wearing sunglasses. I'm not sure you need those today, but hey. It's quite nippy.
It is.
I am in shorts, though. Are you in shorts?
No, I'm not that daft.
Once I get into shorts, I refuse to get out of them.
Well,
when the summer starts.
That way.
Rourke in. That one swings early, and it is left by Duckett through to the keeper, and there ain't no run. Hendo's just deigned to join us.
Did you read any super chat? Did you read Philip Shaw's super chat, by the way, when you were wibbling earlier?
I'm not entirely sure.
Well,
you better do it.
I will do it after this ball from Will O'Rourke, while you settle into your seat.
So I think England have done all right to get through 10 overs, only losing the 1 wicket. I don't think New Zealand have bowled particularly well this morning. They've got a second chance now. The ball is still only 10 overs old. It's a Duke after all. That's very full, driven nicely off the full face of the bat. I think it's going to race across the outfield to
it's been slowed down, hasn't it?
Is it going to get? No.
They might run 4 here.
They might run 4. It is out to extra cover. No, they can't be asked.
That's lazy. That was lazy. I think they could have got 4 there, to be honest. It's not often you can get an all-run 4, is it, these days?
No, I think they thought it was going to go, didn't they? So they probably ambled the first one and then sort of sped up during the second and then thought, shit, it's not going to make it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it has slowed down considerably with that rain.
More than likely.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? Obviously.
Very good drying surface, as we've always been told.
Well, it is. No, that is definitely true.
I think that contributes to the slowness of the wicket, to be honest, because they completely changed it, didn't they? Well, how long ago was that now? About 30 years ago, where they completely dug it all up and put it in that amazing drainage. Because I remember watching test matches in the 80s, and when it rained, that was it for the day. If it rained at lunchtime, never got out around for the rest of the day. Defended by Bethel, just straight out to cover. He's still thinking IPL mode and trying to run a single straight to the fielder, but no.
I mean, to be honest, how many games did he play in the IPL? Not very many.
Bethel.
He played about 6 or 7 in the end, because no, that's a replay. He didn't get picked to start with, and then he got a little run, didn't he, in the side towards the back end of it. Was he in Kohli's side? Was he?
Yeah, I think he was RCB.
I think he played in the final, actually. I remember I kind of flicked the
No, he didn't. No, he was back over here by then. That was only last Sunday.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It was, yeah. I know, I kind of flicked that on and fell asleep during the end of it. Worked into the left.
That's what you do in the studio. So no change.
Kind of. I was desperate for a kip, and I thought, what can I have on as background viewing? And I turned it on, Kohli was batting, and they needed less than a run a ball. I thought, this game's done.
It's funny how you need something like that to sort of kip to, isn't it?
Yeah,
in the day.
The thing is, if I put something on Netflix and I want to have a kip, I get annoyed because then I'll have to re-watch it because it's kind of on demand. So I've demanded it and then fallen asleep with it.
Played 7 IPL games. He played 7.
Any runs?
Average for highest score was 27 against the Mumbai Indians in Raipur.
Short, but too wide. And Bethel jacks his head back and just watches it lamely pass through to the keeper, and there's no run.
Well, of course, this was one of the great contests, wasn't it, in New Zealand? O'Rourke to Bethel, and Bethel got 90 odd in that game. And I think this pitch is considerably slower.
Yeah.
She had a bit more time to sway out of the way of that one.
Well, they've got to play at the Oval and Trent Bridge. I imagine the Oval.
Oh, I'm not saying that they won't be, but I'm
No.
just saying, but certainly this pitch looks a lot slower.
I mean, Lords, the pitch always looks a bit weird, doesn't it? I mean, it looks like they've kind of gone over it with tractor wheels.
What, at the Oval?
No, at Lords,
Okay.
Right, sorry, that super chat. Very
Yes.
quickly then. Philip Shaw, competitive slap fighting combat sports recently rolled out chest chop or titty tapping. Pit gorilla against gorilla. Samantha's favourite. Okay, well, there we are. Philip Shaw, thank you for that.
It must have been relevant at the time.
It must have been relevant.
And another one, Jay Grover. Beer delivery. Didn't get asked for ID. Gutted. There we go.
Should be going out and getting your own beer, really, Jay. Right, Nathan Smith is coming in at the other end, and he bowls his first ball. It's quite full, and Duckett gets forward and defends. And he's not a particularly tall man; he's a bit skiddy.
I think I'll jingle him up because his jingle's fantastic.
Batsman quaking Abercrombie. They fear the moment of release. Nathan Smith has got a power. He makes the sweat drip like a shower.
Oh! I thought it was going to be aerial for a bit, but it wasn't. It's down the hill, races down the hill, and Duckett gets himself another 4 runs. England move into the 30s. Now, he was the replacement for Wagner, really, wasn't he?
Who, Nathan Smith?
Yeah, and then that first series, he didn't bowl particularly well, I seem to remember.
No, he didn't. But he, as I said, he got 8 wickets in the series, in the match in Ireland, 6 in the first innings. I mean, Ireland were about 40 for 7 or something ridiculous.
Stupid like that. Yeah.
I think he's good. I think he's a good foil to the others because he's got something slightly different.
Yeah. Oh, now that comes back. It's a peel.
Oh, he's giving it.
Really? I thought I was going down.
I thought it was high. Well.
I would review that. Review.
I think he's going to review that.
He's got to review it. Has he reviewed it already? Don't go off. Review it for fuck's sake.
He hasn't got long. He hasn't got long. Well, he must think he's out then, unless he's reviewed it already. No, he's wandering off.
Is he?
It looks like it.
Oh, man. Oh, he has wandered off. Idiot. I'd have reviewed that. I thought that was high and probably... I thought it jagged back at him was going down leg side. But and at the worst, I think it would have been umpire's call on leg stump. And therefore, let's have a look at the replay. He's coming around a wicket. He's pretty wide. That's... I mean, he's not a tall man.
It's just above the knee roll, but it's on the back leg, isn't it?
Yeah, right in front of the stumps.
Yeah, probably clipping, I think.
Well, having just berated Smith for not being very good, he's just picked up a wicket.
I'd like to see the ball tracking on it.
Oh, yeah, I would like to see the ball tracking on that. So England fall for 31 for 2.
Well, we haven't seen a replay yet, so... well, not a proper one, have we? Haven't seen a ball tracking one. But it does mean that coming to the crease
will be...
He needs 53 runs for 14,000. It's this man.
His voice is high-pitched and ginger hair like a pit, but massive runs he has hit, so there's that. Introduce yourself.
Joe Root.
Introduce yourself.
Joe Root.
Introduce yourself.
Joe Root, actually.
Right, so if he gets to the 14,000, which presumably he will this summer anyway, wherever he gets it today.
If he doesn't, he's had a really bad summer.
Well, he would have had a really shit time and we should drop him. He'll be only the second person in Test match history to get there, won't he? After Sachin.
Sachin didn't...
no, it's only to say, yeah, Sachin's on 15 now, because he's second.
Has he gone past Ponting?
He's gone past Ponting. He's number 2 on the all-time list now, is Joe.
He has been for a while.
Yeah. Well, he got those 2 tons in Australia, didn't he? He got a big daddy one as well, 150, 160.
Yep.
Having not scored a ton there in however many goes.
Well, could have done with some support, couldn't he, really?
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty lean in between, to be fair.
He was,
a bit of up and down series.
Yeah,
I might have got 50 or 2 in between, but in 5 tests, you know. I think he was England's top scorer or second top scorer. Crawley was up there for England, wasn't he?
Was he?
Yeah, I think so. Pulls out as Nathan
Sono in
Smith
Estonia
about to
che no,
deliver, I
in
don't
Stone
think.
Prideste.
Первый дома. Первый дома. Первый аут. Первый аут. Второй дома. Вторая атака. Первый дома. Первый дома. Первая атака.
Чукат.
Первая атака, атака. Нет. Второй дома. Пауза во время игры. Вратарь сборной Индии получил травму.
یک کامنتاتور ایراسی آوردگی فضلا چی گفتنی؟ یگان چی بگو آخه؟
محمد سلام علیکم بچه غریبی
بچه غریب تماشا ندارن بچه همین تاجیکستانی تماشا دارن دوشنبه بچه های دوشنبه تماشا دارن چی گفتنی؟
محمد سلام علیکم Судья остановил игру. Травма сборной.
خیلی وقتی پریریف در بچه ها در یگان چو بگو که قد زیق نشوند در تلفن چیکو کرده استی تا؟
Комментировать
چه کامنتیروت کرده استی؟
футбола.
این فوتبال بین کیه؟
Tajikistan and India.
چند رفته استی؟
0-1.
کی برید؟
Бридестай.
کی برید استی؟ ها؟
Hindistan.
هندوستان؟
Гойдан, бля. Это гал назад.
کی میگه؟
Давай.
چی با؟
Начался. Матч начался. Первый дома. Первый дома. Второй дома. Первый дома. Первый дома. Первая атака. Первая атака. Первая опасно. Нет. Первый дома. Первая атака. Опасно. Нет. Вторые дома. Вторые дома. Вторая атака. Первый дома. Первая атака. Вторые дома. Первый дома. Первый дома. Первый дома. Первый дома. Первая атака. Первая опасно. Нет. Вторые дома. Вторые дома. Первый дома. Первая атака. Первый аут. Первый аут. Первый аут. Первая атака. Первая атака. Второй дом. Второй дом. Первый дом. Первый дом. Первый дом. Первая атака. Штрафной удар. Второй штрафной удар. Другая штрафной удар. Второй штрафной. Первый дома. Первый аут. Первый аут. Первый аут. Первый дома. Первый дома. Штрафной удар. Первый штрафной удар.
Tajikistan و هندوستان جنگ میشن از یا نه
Первый штрафной удар. Первая атака. Одному, да? Вторые дома. Вторая атака. Вторая атака. Вторая атака.
از بو یک گل دیگه 1-0
Вторая
Tajikistan و هندوستان
Нет, нет, нет. Первые дома. Первый дома. Первая атака. Первая атака. Первый аут. Первый аут. Первый аут. Первый дома. Первый дома. Первый дома. Первая атака. Первый опасно, опасно, опасно. Нет, нет, нет. Вторые дома. Вторые дома. Вторые дома. Вторые дома. Борьба в центре поля. Первый дома. Вторые дома. Первый дома. Вторые дома.
Tajikistan و هندوستان 1-0 هندوستان بریده است یکم تایم از تیار میشه
дома.
Угловой.
Первый корнер. Первый корнер. Первый корнер. Первый опасно. Нет. Первая атака. Первая атака. Первая опасно. Нет. Вторые дома. Первый дома.
Yakın time tamam eşya Tajikistan yakın ol boyda da iste.
Ovdori. Первый дома.
Yakın time tayor meşa Tajikistan yakın ol boyda da iste da Hindistan. Yakın time na bacho tayor. Yakın ol Hindistan brida iste. Рустам Ятимов абине як гол пропускат кадай. Як гола пропускат кард ташна шуд. Штрафной или был? Neki بعد همیش штрафной яким тайм тамом. Яке гол меша. Наши. Штанга ши? Не, вообще наши, да, ничего? Короче, вот яким тайм тамомиш.
Первый аут. Первый аут. Первый дома. Вторая атака. Вторая опасно. Нет. Первый дома. Первый дома.
وای نمیشه پریریف نمیشه یکم تایم تمام نمیشه ها فیضلا یکم تایم تمام نمیشه چنده میدی رفته ایسا قریب 50
Первый дома. Первый дома. Первый дома. Второй дома. Второй дома. Вторая атака. Вторая атака. Первый дома. Второй дома. Скорее, опасно, опасно, опасно. Нет, нет, нет. Первый дома. Первый дома. Первая атака. Первая атака. Первая атака. Первая атака. Первая опасно, опасно, опасно. Нет, нет, нет. Вторые дома. Вторые дома. Вторые дома. Вторые дома. Первый дома. Первый аут. Дамы и господа, уважаемые зрители, закончился первый тайм. Счет 0-1 в пользу гостей. В пользу Индии. Встречаемся во втором тайме. Возможно, Бруно.
To Harry Brook, who's feeling what Fred, or was it the Bear, was saying, that perhaps he should try and wrest back the initiative. And he
just what we need.
Running
Come down the wicket, slog it right up in the air. That's what everybody wants to see.
Well, that one, fortunately, was well down the leg side, so couldn't have made contact.
I was very impressed with Smith, the bowler, in Ireland last week. Obviously, not the strongest batting attack he was playing against, but he was doing quite a lot with the ball, and he looked absolutely perfect for these conditions.
He's coming in, skiddy bowler. Bowls to Brook, who goes back, tries to force, but only as far as backward point. But that's kind of the first shot in anger that we've seen, really, from Harry Brook, who's now been out there for 9 deliveries without getting off the mark.
What was John?
The Seekers, not the new Seekers.
Oh, I see. Sorry if you're listening.
Nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Song, but the prize went to Born Free.
Which was a terrific song, John Barry's song, wasn't it?
It was an absolutely wonderful song, to be honest. It's going to make me bring up something in a minute. I don't mean in a vomiting
your
sense.
lunch.
Oh, what a ball from Smith. He gets that one to run away from Brook. Good length delivery, and Brook has a little prod at it.
I've got an idea. We should call the bowler Smith.
Smith.
And the batsman Smith. That'll make it easier for our listeners to understand what's going on. Smith could only be a New Zealander with a face and a hairstyle and a moustache like that, couldn't he? I mean, he's the quintessential New Zealand look.
Yeah, I always tend to sort of associate that more with Australians, the old.
Yeah, Australians look like that too.
Australians look like that 30 years ago, which is why New Zealanders look like that today.
They're back. They're back looking like that now.
Smith in again, and he's got the drive away this time, and he's placed it well. That's running down the hill. It's slowing up, but it might just get there. Yes, it will. The slide won't bring it back, and it's 4 runs for Brook. He's off the mark at last. It's a top-class shot, that.
What's the difference between slowing up and slowing down?
It's a good question.
I always think that about going downhill. Oh, he's going downhill, but that sounds like a good thing, isn't it? Usually going downhill.
You don't have much control, though, do you?
Oh, maybe.
I mean, we always talk about gathering pace down the hill. So this one was slowing up down the hill. Smith, again, in. Ooh, gets in behind that one. It was much more straight from Smith. It was definitely probing middle and off.
He doesn't get very close to the stumps when he bowls, which is something that might help him going forward, Smith, because if you don't need to move the ball quite as much to get results if you're bowling straighter. Wicket to wicket, as they would probably say in New Zealand.
Yeah, we're going to have to come back to 40 at the end of the over and find out what secrets were being divulged at the meeting of the Melbourne committee. He's on after that. It's moved away. He was actually groping at it because it kept low as well. Fortunately for Brook, he hasn't got a thin edge through. Could easily have done so. 40, over to you.
Yeah, well, we covered politics. Football, cricket, Italy, holidays.
Football and Italy, that's not two things you put together.
That's true.
Cricket in Italy, though.
We covered Messi's men's group, and in fact it's going to be pouring with rain. We covered tram strategy in Melbourne. Cats, obviously, that came up a few times. A lot of cat lovers around the table. It was a good night out. We enjoyed it.
I thought you said trans strategy.
Trams. Comes with an N.
I thought that was interesting for you lot to be discussing. O'Rourke continues to Smith, who sort of paddles this away down the leg side. Going to get a run to Smith at long leg. So he's underway as well. 1 off 3, 39 for 4.
I've never been to central Melbourne. But I believe they have some weird thing about turning, waiting for trams when you turn left or something.
No, it's when you turn right. You have to go left to turn right.
You do. It's called a hook turn. It's like an inverted fullback in modern soccer.
It's a number 10.
An inverted pushing on number 10.
It's confusing at first.
I quite like them.
Closer fields. Yeah, I don't mind them. Lovely drive by Brooks, square on the offside, down towards the grandstand. Picks up his second boundary. I mean, two of the most glorious square drives that you could expect to see. And he moves to 8.
Now my innings going, great guns, I hit the ball, 4 runs, I hit the ball and it went for 4 runs.
That's actually a song by the Crickets, appropriately enough.
Is it?
Yeah. I thought the law.
I'm not sure it was. I
Yes,
think
it
it was. Well, it was the original. No.
There's disagreement
You're going to
here.
find a garage band somewhere. That
We've got a leg gully, and we've got a shortest square leg who's not as close as he might be. This is down the leg side, maybe playing into that arc for Brooke to clip and give a catch. But
I see what happened there. I'm thinking of the Bobby Fuller 4, but you're absolutely right. They popularised it as a cover of the original by the Crickets. You're dead right.
Thank you. The Crickets, one of those rare bands who went on after their star had departed the stage.
Donny Curtis.
O'Rourke again, 2 for 10 into Brooke, down the leg side again. He is definitely bowling for that chance, mind you, with the speed that he bowls at and the power and timing with which Brooke gets rid of the ball. You would have to say it's going to have to go straight to that man to have a chance of catching anything.
But it does occasionally, much to the annoyance.
Well, it does. It's true. It's true.
Of batsmen.
I'll have to just let you into a secret. My wife has still never done a hook turn. She's frightened of them.
Really?
She goes left and left in order to solve the problem.
Well, I did know somebody who didn't turn right in the UK for about 2 years after passing a driving test.
O'Rourke again onto the pads, thinking about an LBW shout, decides against it. It's run to the man at forward short leg. I think is Ravindra.
Yep.
And there is no run. New Zealand have wasted one of their reviews. England still have 3 in the hutch.
No, you don't waste a review.
What do you mean?
You burn a review.
Oh, sorry.
Reviews are only burned.
Is that right?
Yes.
You have to have the official jargon.
I'm sure New Zealand will be furious for having burnt a review despite getting 4 wickets in the first. How many overs of this game?
Yeah, not
17.
many. 17. O'Rourke then in for the final ball of the over. Just put a little bit extra into that. Smashed off the back foot by Brooke. Conway brings it to ground. I don't think that was a catch, was it? I think it was into the ground.
No, I think it was into the ground. I think he got one hand to it. It was going pretty quickly.
Certainly was. He's going to get a single for it, so he'll keep the strike at the end of the over. England are 44 for 4. Ooh,
right.
Hang on. No, it was a catch.
He got 2 hands to it and
Should
it was
have
a
caught
drop.
it.
Oh,
Yeah, terrible.
Shocking. As we said, shocking.
Just the way he reacted, you thought it was just a sort of, as you say, down into the ground and then up. Will O'Rourke will be sick of that if Harry Brooke goes on to make a considerable score here.
He's looking down at Conway as he looks down at most people, to be fair.
Well, Conway, of course, keeps wicket at times, doesn't he, as well? In comes Smuth, bowling to Brooke. I've got my Harry Brooke T-shirt on, by the way. Look, that bestseller from the Ashes, the Aussies are brooking it.
And were they?
Well, seemingly not. I think it was from the 2003 Ashes, to be honest.
When Harry Brooke was 8. No, what would he have been?
Well, no,
It'd be about 3.
He had 1 or 2 good knocks in that series. Yeah, they should have taken that catch. I mean, it would have been travelling. Let's face it would have been travelling. Comfortable height, though. Full and shoveled a little bit there by Brooke. Timed it well enough, but it just felt...
A lot of
dragged it a little bit, didn't he? Yeah. So England just going along at a little over 2 runs per over.
Who does he look like? Is he one of the Chuckle brothers?
I think he is, yeah.
Smith,
or is it
Dom
and Dan or something?
Dick and Dom.
Dick and Dom. I think he's one of the Dick and Doms. Yeah.
Is he a Dick or is he a Dom?
I don't know.
I don't ask Messi's man group.
In comes Smuth, bowls to Brooke, who drives through mid-off. There's a vacant area there. He's going to get at least a couple. He might come back for a third, as there's another good piece of fielding which prevents the third. Lovely slide, turn and throw in one movement. And so Brook is the second England batsman to get into double figures. He goes to 11.
The whole summer.
Well, we did say about... Sorry, Forthy.
I was going to say he looks a bit like a neighbour in a 70s sitcom, I would say.
Oh, yeah, it looks like the bloke who used to be in Ever Decreasing Circles, a young version of him.
It's exactly who I was thinking of.
Geoffrey Fourmile, who used to live next to George and Mildred.
Short and pulled, hooked, really. He's got that really well, Brook. It's already developing into an entertaining contest and entertaining innings. He goes to 15 for more to England one-day captain.
There's no mileage banging in short.
Not on this pitch.
No, it's just a waste of a delivery, isn't it? Even if it would have been a dot ball, it would have been a waste of a delivery.
I mean, I think it's worth it for occasionally for Will O'Rourke, who's got that little bit of extra pace and bounce, but possibly not for Smith so much. Smith.
Underestimated ever decreasing, sir.
Yeah, I've watched a few recently. It's probably is him on the back pad? He could be in trouble here. No, says the umpire.
Not the
vaguest
vestige of a foot movement.
No, absolutely, but it did really spear back. You're kind of entitled to think that's going up the hill as well.
Running up the hill.
It's running up the hill like Kate Bush. It's too high probably, but not unlike the way that Duckett got out. But I suppose the thing is that Duckett's a little bit smaller.
4'1", yeah.
Yeah.
My friend has put together a playlist of running up the hill, followed by running down the hill over and over again by different artists, and called it the Sisyphus playlist.
Sisyphus. Wide on the crease goes Smith, and this has worked through mid-wicket. There is no mid-wicket, just a mid-on, so he has to come round to do the fielding. They get through for a single, and Smith.
He could have up the hill backwards by David Bowie, which would slightly confuse things as well.
I think Brook has taken the view that he daren't expose Smith to any batting right now. So
well, that's ridiculous. He's number 6 of crying out loud.
He's just taking singles off. I'm joking, but he's taken another single off the last ball. Forthy.
Right. I won't be able to read all of these. My apologies in advance. John O'Gorman says, send Mrs. to a spa with a friend for a day. Cures all ills, and you get a nice little amnesty for a good few weeks. Greystoke, you're all just diverting on really boring topics from the big affairs. Mrs. is happy on various grounds. Okay, then. Leah says, Fred is proof that naked singularities exist. His density approaches infinite, yet he has no event horizon. Interesting point. Jay Grover says, I'm no expert, but I remember his White Dwarf covers, and especially his Tolkien fantasy illustrations. I think he's referring to... I don't know who he's referring to, actually.
Will O'Rourke.
Will O'Rourke starts a new over, 92 miles an hour, defended on the front foot by Brook, who's on to 16 now. Jamieson 1 for 16, Smith 1 for 16, Will O'Rourke 2 for 11. Matt Henry wicketless so far, just the 4 overs this morning. Didn't really get it right. Not as impressive as Matt Henry has been on so many occasions, but he'll no doubt get another opportunity. In comes Will O'Rourke again. 5 men round the batting pole, short, and it's pulled by Harry Brook. He's going to take him on. It didn't really get up that high. He's put away behind square leg, and this is the counter. This is the counter from Harry Brook.
And if you kids can't listen, then you bound to see the way you get shot for crossing a boundary.
It is a bit of a counter, but it's not a reckless counter because he's hitting balls that really are there to be hit, rather than trying to create shots from balls of a good length that might be moving away.
No, he's not played at any shots that you would say, you shouldn't be doing that at this stage. I mean,
but give him an over or two, and he probably will.
That's true. In again. Oh, that's come back a long way. He's got a thick inside edge. Not even a thick one. It's gone down to the man at leg slip, who is Kane Williamson. I don't think he was expecting to get a catch in that manner, but it wasn't that far short, to be fair. I think he's there for the sort of glance. But this one has gone inside edge. Maybe went to ground quite quickly.
Will O'Rourke ought to be a spin bowler, because then you could get Will O'Rourke's drift.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. Here he is again. Into Brook, back of a length, defends this one just outside the off stump, down into the gully. There is no run.
He's grabbing most of the strike, Brook. Smith has... How many balls has he faced? Just the one, is it?
What are we seeing now? Well, this is from...
We're seeing ways that Brook has got out.
The way Brook got out last summer.
Yeah.
I know what
In
you did
odd
last
ways.
summer,
Yes.
and it wasn't very good.
Lots of attacking shots.
Oh, this was the one... Well, that was India, wasn't it? That was against India. Yeah, it's basically the pull and the hook shot, really. O'Rourke in again. 2 slips of gully, leg gully. Oh, now that's hit him on the pad, has it? The man at forward short leg has dived and taken it, and suddenly O'Rourke wants to claim there was an inside edge, but I don't think there was.
Well, he didn't really appeal.
But he got a bit excited, didn't he? But I don't think so. I think it was probably going down the leg side anyway. Did he actually take it cleanly, Ravinder? I think he did. Yep, he did.
Good take.
He's not close in there. He's given himself
Proper
a little bit of time.
old-fashioned short leg.
With a bit of room. There is a man going back to deep square, so the long leg is coming round more to a fine leg position.
Don't say the D word.
In comes O'Rourke bowls. That's a good ball. Perfect length, perfect line, defended on the front foot. End of the over. At last, Smith will be able to face Smoth. And England are 55 for 4, 40.
Dan Shortley says, at least I'm by the pool and it's 33 degrees in Valencia. Leah says, John Blanche has a new tabletop out with a pirate theme. Good morning, gorillas, from Gabe Owners. Why are you looking so glum? Tim Wilton Davis says, this is almost as good as Silverwood's England. Ouch, says Banana Brooks. I cleaned out my cat's litter tray during the rain delay, says Pop Scene Blur 06.
You know how to live.
And the hook turn makes perfect sense. Prioritises the trams and makes turning safer. It's only those tourists from Sydney that get upset about them.
Glum was what was the fashionable music in New Zealand in the mid-70s.
Well, I have to say to you that Smith is not going to be able to face Smoth because Carl Jameson's coming back into the attack.
And that's the story of how Kyle Jameson became a man.
Are you thinking of the Flying Nun Dunedin scene of the early 80s Fred?
I was just doing a pun on glam rock. We've missed a ball.
Well, yeah, because
people were talking.
Jumped in. Onto the back foot goes Smith. I can say the name with a full elongated eye. And Smith. Defence. And he played that quite well, I have to say.
Glum rock.
Glum rock.
See what I was doing there? It was a riff on New Zealand pronunciation.
But it's good idea, glam rock.
Glum rock, yeah, we could do that, yeah.
Jameson in again. Oh, we just almost pulled his bat away from that, but still managed to time it down towards backward point.
I can see Forthy's brain wearing as he does a glum rock podcast. He's got the Smiths are gonna appear.
Joy Division.
Yeah. Oh.
I look up glum rock and it only directs me to glam rock.
We've invented a new
genre.
A new genre.
There you go. Only here on Guerrilla Cricket do we produce new genres of music. But that's enough about Mog. Jameson again into Smith. 3 slips in a gully. I bowled him! He's left that alone and he's bowled him. That was a terrible leave. It really was. I don't know what Smith expected to happen there, but he's got an off stump that's bent back on the ground. Ooh. And he's gone for a single, and England are all the fives. They're 55 for 5, and it's another good move from Tom Latham to bring Jameson back. He's hoping it's going down the hill, and it's doing nothing of the sort. And that has crashed.
It wasn't just the outside of off stump. It's absolutely hit it full on.
To be fair, it's come back a fair way.
Yeah.
But it's
Well, a few overs ago, Smith bowled to somebody and one of the batsmen left it, and Baird said, good leave. You can't really be leaving those in these kind of weather conditions with the ball doing things that they are.
And it's doing stuff. We were saying the first thing this morning, the first few overs, say maybe 6 overs, there was... I don't think that New Zealand bowled very well, but at the same time, you've got to allow for that. Kyle Jamieson in particular, coming back after a long injury, just wants to ease himself in a little bit.
He should have gone on holiday for Barbados for a few weeks.
But then I wonder whether that rain delay, a little bit of moisture has got under the covers in a way, and it's just doing a little bit more now. Anyway, England are now down to Ben Stokes. Ben Stokes, who, according to Steve James in the Times this week, it's considered humane to put him down to number 7 now.
To put him down?
Literally put him down. He's standing on the outfield, so is there a question of whether there was a no ball involved then?
No.
Well, he's back in the pavilion. It's too late, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Stokes is showing no real...
Maybe there's rain, possibly?
Yeah, he's not showing any interest in getting out there. He's gone halfway. Not even halfway, actually.
I don't know what's going on. He's managed to injure himself walking out to bat?
Could be. The lights are on. Maybe he doesn't think the light's that good. Maybe he thinks the natural light has been...
He's called for a new pair of gloves?
Oh, no, it's Harry Brooks gone off for a...
Oh, I see.
He's went out for a...
Oh, hello.
And
He's
now
got his kicks off.
He's been off, presumably to go to the loo, and then walks back on and takes his trousers down. I think he's got the wrong way around. Anyway.
It's always a struggle to remember the correct order. This didn't bounce all that much from Jamieson. No. I mean, it probably would have hit the stumps had it bounced and all, but that seemed to keep just the tiniest bit low.
Well, for someone of his height, yes, but we're going to see the deviation now. It's a fair bit. Oh, it's a fair bit. I think...
Hesitation, deviation, and repetition.
Do you think that original line of the ball is
bollocks?
It's a little bit
It's
accentuated.
arbitrary.
It doesn't look as if it was going as wide. It looked to me as if that was taking it away slightly, actually.
I think that's just made up.
Well, it's going to be Stokes, and Stokes, as I said, Steve James. And I wanted to read the article. I asked Messi to send it on to me because I had no access to it, and he did. And the stats weigh up the fact that Stokes' batting is in decline, but he is 35, and
he shouldn't really decline at 35.
No,
you should be in peak form. Should be batting at number 3.
I'll come back to that. Jamieson around the wicket. 4 slips for the England captain, who goes back and tucks it away neatly past square leg. They're coming back for a second. Could be a little bit, a decent throw, and it might have been a bit interesting. But Stokes has made 2. And England are 57 for 5. Yeah, I mean, in terms of the stats, but I think if you look at the way he had to play in Australia, with wickets falling around him almost all the time.
Yeah.
At Adelaide in particular, he had to really tough that out, didn't he? It was him and Jofra Archer, if I remember.
In terms of technique, he does have one of the best in the England team, probably just behind Root. I'm talking about classical batting technique. Yeah. And for years, I mean, we've been talking about number 3, and it should really be Root. We know that it should be Root.
Yeah.
But I thought that Stokes could possibly do it because he's got the technique to do it. But obviously not if he's going to be bowling 20 overs in the innings beforehand.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's something that they would have to be flexible about. But
if at the end of his career he became basically a batsman who only bowled maybe 6 overs in innings rather than 18, then that's theoretical. I don't think it's going to happen, but it might not be the worst idea.
Well, I mean that's interesting because I mean that is in direct opposition to what Steve James is saying, which is that. He should have been
Steve,
pushed down the listening. I mean, I've got some respect for Steve James. I've edited some of his copy, and he's very thorough, and he does his research.
Yeah.
And
we may be talking about 2 different things because he is bowling. He is a frontline bowler at the moment.
Yeah, he is. But at the same time, he has to be a frontline bowler if you're going to put him down to 7 or below, I suppose.
I suppose that's
and of course, it's really with his bowling that he's more liable to break down, isn't it?
In county cricket in the 1970s, a subject we're both very much experts on. You used to have people who batted at number 7 who didn't bowl. People like Mervyn Kitchen and David Shepherd. A lot of them who went on to be umpires. And that's what they did. They were sort of number 7 batsmen, and they weren't very good either. It's a bit weird how you could get a 15-year county career without actually doing much or anything.
We have had a super chat, by the way.
Oh, go for it.
Okay, and it is one, Jay Grover.
Yay.
Fourthly, thou have brought shame upon your house. I'm not sure how I've done that, but I guess I have. Though.
Over the years, it must have happened, surely.
Oh, I thought so, yeah.
The House of Forth.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll play one of these just to sort of mark it. We've got a delay.
Super chat. No shipping, unlike the bucket hat.
Of course, bucket hats are still, or the ducket hats are still available. Should anyone wish to buy one? No one's gone anywhere near our merchandise store for God knows how long. You can get one of these marvelous. You can get one of these marvelous Australia. The Aussies are brooking it T-shirts from 2023.
Update, they're not.
No, true. I should have put that on the T-shirt. In comes Jameson to poor old Stokes. He wanted to leave that, didn't in the end. It hit the underside of the bat as he was trying to. Could have chopped it down onto his stumps, but gets away with it.
How many left-handers is that in the top 7?
That's 4 now, isn't it?
Is that the most that an England team you can remember have put out?
Probably not. It must be. I mean, I don't suppose there've been 5. I doubt if.
I mean, he should be batting at 6. You mean it could be 4 out of 6, top 6.
Yeah, true. I think I don't see why he's gone down to 7. I mean, on the basis of technique, there's no comparison between him and Smith.
Mind you, he does bat very well with the tail. Jack Leach will tell you
that. Jameson in again. Oh, way down the leg side. Keeps going. Tumbling Blundell can get nowhere near it. And that's going to be 4 byes. England can do with anything they can get right now.
My innings going. Great guns.
Time to change.
I hit the ball. 4 runs. I hit the ball and it went for 4 runs.
We're watching other people who've been bowled
Chris
not
Reed
playing shots.
To Chris Cairns.
Chris Cairns has bowled one which Chris Reed ducked, and it went between his legs and hit middle and off stump.
I don't think you could compare those two, really. I mean, he completely lost it.
Well,
slower ball.
Franklin Stevenson used to bowl a lot of those.
Yeah.
He used to bowl slower balls which people lost and thought was coming at their heads and would flinch, and it would end up bowling them.
Didn't Jack Callis get done by one of those from Flintoff? Or was it the other way around? Could have been the other way around.
That does sound familiar.
Should we swap?
Sorry?
Yeah.
Oh, swap, yeah. Right, yeah. Who's ball by balling?
Doing what?
Is
Tony
it you, Grubby?
Arota.
I'm not ball by balling, it's you, Fred, I think.
Oh, right.
Okay. Hello. Well, that's a ball from O'Rourke, which is pushed to point by Brooke. There were no runs. Who's doing what? So, Fourth, are you staying on?
I'm summarising, and Grubby is socialising. Paul, I would say if you go roughly from the super chat from Jay, the £2 super chat, you won't go far wrong. Wait, it's quite a while ago.
Okie doke. I'm sitting in the wrong chair now because there's no one manning the machine, so you might have to wait for a moment.
I'm here with the madmen.
Cross over.
As Brooke, who's got to 20 and he's looked pretty comfortable doing it. Kiss of death as Rourke bowls a short ball. They did put 2 men out on the hook for him in the last over. I'm not sure if they're still there, but this one goes too high and Brooke doesn't play a shot. Probably would have been unwise to. Grubby has now moved into the extreme right as he gets older. O'Rourke's bowled well today, isn't he?
As I'm becoming fantastically rich and therefore object to paying all the tax after.
Oh, the bitterness is just wafting over me.
Something's wafting. I don't know what it is.
I always think with the word tax that it was the wrong branding many years ago. If you'd have called it community contribution, everyone would think about it differently.
Another short ball by O'Rourke, and again, Brooke is not interested in playing this delivery. That was not quite as high as the previous one. That looked more potentially hookable, but he didn't.
Didn't quite catch that, Fred?
Yeah, I think it's just proving that that your thesis about people feeling more warmly towards it may not be entirely accurate.
I think that is slightly undermined. If you sitting at the computer there, you can Google community charge.
Oh, well, that's a different thing.
Oh, okay, fine.
Community chest, though.
Community
We
chest.
all like a bit of community chest of a morning. As O'Rourke bowls, this is a good length ball. It's just dropped into the offside by Brook. They come through for an easy single to bring Stokes onto strike, the left-handed Stokes.
When you see Harry Brook effectively playing a completely different game from everyone else and the control he's in, you wonder why he ever plays the daft shots he does.
Yeah.
There's no need.
Also, you said...
He's only on 21.
That he's looked comfortable doing it. Let's not forget he has been dropped. He was dropped
Yeah,
in
he
the
was.
gully.
He was quite badly
shot.
dropped. Conway got two hands to it. It was going quite quickly, but I think...
You know what I mean, though? I mean, why he doesn't need to, does he?
Well, to be...
but if you get
he's
half
had more
trackers-
4 balls bowled to him than other people have, which is why he's hit more 4s.
If you get those half trackers, then you're going to want to put them away.
Round the wicket, O'Rourke, and this is aimed towards the hip of Stokes, and that does rise as it gets through to Blundell, or Blundell, I'm never sure which. Who himself, by the way, I know he got 100 in the last Test match, but there was some rumblings in New Zealand about whether he was going to retain his place. There's another keeper, name of Hay or Hatch or something like that. One of our New Zealand listeners, I'm sure, will tell me, who was within a pretty good chance of replacing him, actually. But Blundell has kept his place, and as I say, he got 100 against Ireland at Belfast last week. And
Mitchell Hay, I think.
yeah, it's this well wide, should be a
that's got to
wide,
be a wide.
as it pitched wide and went wider. Can we see the umpire spreading his arms around widely, please? No, it was a dot ball. That's an absolutely shocking decision to complete
That's
the
got
over.
to be a wide. It
And
almost...
with more shocking comments, it'll be Forthy with your... Oh, no, it's
me.
Grubby. It's Grubby.
It's me. There's a lot of chat about merch. Leah's got some merch, apparently. A lot of chat about XL being the standard size for gorillas. And that's about it, really. If anyone wants to send anything
How
more
could that
interesting
not be
than
a
that, that'd
wide?
be tremendous.
That is shocking. If England lose by 1 run...
Well, it'll be a good match.
Or Tim Wilson Davis says this steamed grass is making it a minefield. There was some chat
Yeah.
about them putting steam into the pitch. That
It's a bit bizarre that you'd try something like that. And do you have to keep doing it every day, or how does that work? Is it only before the match, presumably?
I certainly don't know the answer to that question.
Jameson to Brook. His right arm over the wicket, and this is a full ball on off stump. As usual, Brook slightly falls into forward defensive shots rather than getting a front foot forward and blocking.
I know certainly when I started steaming vegetables rather than boiling them, it was quite the game changer because it was all upside. It was both tasty and more nutritious, and less washing up as well, I'd say.
It's very, very un-gorilla type.
The number of Jaffa cakes I've eaten today, I can't participate in
and
this
Walker's
nutrition
crisps.
chat. And yeah, exactly.
And beer. As Jameson is in again to Harry Brook, and he drops this in the offside once a single. There isn't one there. There wasn't even a half a single there, but he did take a couple of strides down the wicket before being sent back by his captain, rightly so.
When my when my lovely wife came into the studios,
How many have you got?
The sainted Tamsin.
My lovely wife. He said, were they eating their lunch? It seemed to be Cheddars, Pringles, and beer. I said, yeah, what's wrong with that?
I occasionally have hula hoops and Red Bull for breakfast, the breakfast of champions.
Oh, yes.
Great book by Kurt Vonnegut, that Breakfast of Champions.
James Hunt said something slightly different. This is full and driven and missed out. It was a half volley from Jameson, but Brook was on his heels slightly and could only drive this to extra cover.
Fourthly, I've been listening to a Leonard Cohen album this past couple of weeks.
Okay.
I'm Your Man, which may be his best known one. His poppiest one, I suppose. Very much enjoyed it. I don't know if you're a Cohen fan at all.
85?
Not really. I'll never put Laughing Len on.
It could be in Glum Rock.
He could be
in our new invented genre.
Glum Rock.
I find Joy Division quite uplifting. Bizarrely, I don't find Laughing Len uplifting. I really don't. I find it.
This is driven with a absolute flourish by Harry Brook. Square on the offside again. He's hit a couple of those previously, but this is raced away to the point boundary for one of these.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, having missed out on a half volley the previous ball, that one was pretty much a length ball, but it was a little bit of width, and he went through with the arms. So much so, the India ended up with one hand on the bat by the time the bat came down.
Do you think the requirements for being able to sit on the England balcony are wearing shades and looking slightly moody?
I think we could manage that.
Sarah Taylor's on the balcony now. She's certainly adopted that. And chewing gum as well sometimes.
Okay.
Jameson bowls, and this is tripped up in the air over the bowler's head. That was one of those bizarre brain fades that we get from Brook when he's caught at mid-on, but he wasn't this time. He found a gap because it went too straight. The ball was not there for that shot. He's come back for 2, I believe. Yes, indeed. 68 for 5 now. Brook at 27, but that was an unwise attempt at a manufactured shot.
Reminiscent of that shot he played when he was just about getting over the line against Australia 2 or 3 years ago, and then spooned it up to mid-off. As it happens, they did, but why does he do that?
Was that the one where it cut to Jeff Boycott in a box somewhere, and he just sort of covered his eyes with his hand?
This is full again and driven and well stopped by the short extra cover. If it was past him, it probably would have been 3. But who's that with the stubble? Is that Conway? It's somebody. Phillips. I don't know. One of the New Zealanders. Anyway, it's the end of the over. 27 for Brook, 2 for Stokes.
Well, I need to bring you one of these.
Super chat, yeah. Super chat, yeah. Super chat game. Super chat game.
And that's for our dear friend Jay Grover, who gives us £5. Thanks for that, Jay. And he says Grubby looks like someone Gary Oldman would play in a biopic. Mint. Yeah, that gets a big old laugh it up, Hendo. Gets a big old laugh from Hendo, that one, Jay. So well done.
What's your favourite Gary Oldman movie character?
Have to come back to it.
The worst by far was Churchill. Absolutely god-awful portrayal that was. I'm going to go for Drexel in True Romance. That's a wonderful film, and he has an extraordinary cameo in it.
I liked him as Smiley in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
No, that was horrible.
Yeah, well, I liked it.
He was just blank. O'Rourke round the wicket to the left-handed Stokes. Straight ball on off stump, covered up in defence by Stokes. No run. No, I didn't like his Smiley at all. The film was uneven, but I couldn't understand the plaudits he got for that.
Right.
Tim Wilton Davis tells me biopic is how oldies pronounce it.
Yeah. Biopsy.
It's a sort of portmanteau word.
That's biopic.
What about Port fucking Manto?
What?
That
No,
would be
that's a
Temesis, yeah.
That's
To fucking mesis.
Doesn't work. 4 slips in the gully, waits as O'Rourke bowls to Stokes, and this jags away, actually. It was just a tiny bit short of a full length, and it moved away from the left-hander's outside edge. Stokes has a little grin.
Unplayable.
It was a bit too short to be a Jaffa, I think, because he was unlikely to edge that.
Sorry, it didn't meet the requirements for a not Fred Titmus Jaffa.
No, but
therefore I retract the previous.
You can't go too early on your Jaffa calls, because otherwise on a pitch like this you'd be playing that.
Well, it was unplayable.
Yes. Well, he didn't play it, so
exactly.
Let's see.
Yeah, one of those that both. I think it seamed and
short and wide, and Stokes tries to lash into this, but he mistimes it. It does go between cover and extra for 2 runs, but he was expecting something more from that, I think.
This one's for you, Fred.
YouTube Super Chat.
£2 from Jay for mentioning Drexel.
Yeah, isn't it wonderful?
Nice.
It's absolutely wonderful, that whole scene in the drug den.
I must go and watch that again. I saw it years and years ago, and I remember it was very disturbing and very stylish and stylized.
It's Tarantino's best film because Tarantino didn't make it. It was just his screenplay. As O'Rourke is into Stokes again. Short ball. Stokes that's underneath it. And again, it sort of died on its way through to Blundell. How many is Stokes? Has O'Rourke rather bowled in one spell? This is his 7th over. He has 2 for 18, and he's bowled well. But he may be showing a little bit of needing a rest, perhaps.
Eric mentions slow arses. and I'm not mispronouncing that.
Oh, yes, of course.
And
Yes. Not a film, but fantastic.
Not a film. No, can't.
And Chris the Choir says, bloody hell, we've had references to the Crickets, the worst vocal group in music history, and Leonard Cohen with the least musical voice in singing. Thank heavens for Mog's jingles.
Blimey, no one's ever said that before. As this is a shorter ball, Stokes goes onto the back foot and drops it at his feet.
And you've got competition in the not that, as in not whatever name. Not that Jeff Thomas says Gary Oldman as Norman Stansfield in Leon.
Yeah, great.
Oh,
it's not bad, is it?
No, Leon is a...
I mean, going way back, Sid Vicious, didn't that?
Sid and Nancy.
Yeah, was it someone Cox made that film? What's his name? Someone Cox.
Brian Cox.
It wasn't either one of those Brian Coxes, no.
It was Alex Cox.
Alex Cox.
This is a little bit quicker from O'Rourke, and it catches Stokes on the pad, I think. I don't think he got a bat on that. And goes square on the offside. The end of a good over from O'Rourke. He has 2 for 18 off 7. England are 70 for 5. Stokes has 4 and Brooks 27.
And
Grubby.
Jeffrey Ward, or perhaps it's Jeff Raywood, I don't know. But Jeffrey says Gary Oldman had to follow the great Alex Guinness. Alex Guinness, he calls him, in playing George Smiley. Not an easy thing to do.
Again, no one's going to... you have to do something different from Alec Guinness, because otherwise it's just a pastiche. He didn't do that, but I didn't think he was very good.
And thank you, Jay, for saying Alex Cox as opposed to Alex Guinness, which is incorrect. It's like a lot of people used to call Alex Ferguson Alec, didn't they? And I think, I think
Alec can be a sort of
a shortening, can't it? Yeah.
It's short for sort
it
of
always
Alexander.
Yeah.
Smith is back. The quintessential New Zealand face will be bowling to Harry Brook.
It does look like Howard from
Chuckle Brothers.
From Evercreasing Circles.
Absolutely.
I know that.
Whoever
This
said
is
that?
short outside the off stump, and it's cut but straight to gully by Brook.
It's a great shot. Jay Grover says Oldman in The Firm. Yeah, that's another slightly disturbing part, isn't it? A disturbing film. Is that the one where they go... there's a line that goes, so in a way, we're all Christian.
I don't remember that.
A hooligan explaining to another hooligan why they are sort of like minds.
Can anyone think of an actor who has inhabited more personas? Yeah, genuinely different personas than...
Alec Guinness in Kind Hearts and Coronets. Just in
Yes.
that one film.
Just in
As
one film.
Smith
Not as many, only 6.
into Brook. This comes back into him, jags back even, and he gets an inside edge down to fine leg. Does Stokes to Brook to get off the strike. He has now 28, 71 for 5. What's he going to do? Is he going to stay over the wicket to the left-hander? I think he probably should.
Well, if we can include TV and film, Forthy, then a man who's been very, very busy in the last 20 years is Stephen Graham.
Yeah, Stephen Graham's good.
He's done lots and lots of different... He's played Al Capone. He's done, very vulnerable characters. There's a thing called The Virtues that was on Channel 4, and if anyone saw that, extraordinary story, that. There's an amazing scene. He plays a recovering alcoholic who goes into a pub with the intention of not having a drink and ends up having a drink. It's extraordinary.
Spoilers.
Michael Sheen.
Smith does come round the wicket to the left-handed Stokes, and it's a little bit shorter. Stokes defends.
A little shout out for Michael Sheen.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's more an impersonator, perhaps, than a
Yeah,
a
he
rank.
does it well, though.
He does it very well.
Banana Brooks says Peter Sellers.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good, cool.
Pirate Badshaw says, I have to say one of my favourite aspects of the Alec Guinness, Tinker Tailor, Smiley's People series is that Patrick Stewart plays Carla.
He does. It doesn't
has
say a word.
absolutely no lines whatsoever in either series.
No line, yes.
Thank you, Pirate.
In comes Smith again, and this is Fuller and driven by Stokes, but too short mid-on, no run. I suppose the actor who has most credits will have played most different roles, I think.
Not really, because
by definition.
someone like Nicolas Cage just plays himself more or less every time.
But they do have different character names in each film, don't they?
Nicolas Cage is... I was saying this to Tone and Hendo on the way over, that he's in this thing, I think it's on Sky, and it's like a mashup between Batman and Noir, and it is called something like Dark Knight Noir or something like that. So it looks quite interesting.
Sounds like a chocolate. As Smith bowls, and again it's a well-directed straight ball. Less movement from Smith since he's come back, and this is just defended by Stokes again. I'm wondering whether he should stay over the wicket to the left-hander and just bowl on the round off stump, because a little bit of movement in or out will be tricky to face.
Yeah, they've largely bowled pretty well, New Zealand, with the exception of Smith. I don't think any of the England batsmen can be particularly blamed for getting out. They've just got out to good balls. Smith had a brain fade, which unfortunately plays into my theory that he's a little bit mentally weak at the moment.
I
Early June.
thought you were going to say a little bit mental. That would have been funny. You haven't heard that for a while. Smith in again, bowls, and Jags back in to Stokes, catches him on the pad. He was a little bit late on that, and Smith is moving the ball consistently and causing problems for all batsmen. The end of the over, 71 for 5.
Fourthly, Leah offers up Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh yeah, but he's more sort of bigger intervals between films. He doesn't. There tends to be 3 or 4 years, sometimes 5 or 6.
What's going on? Is this a drinks break or a rain break? I think it's a drinks break.
With my mention of Stephen Graham, Jay says adolescence broke me. I think it broke a lot of people as well. And Eric says Capone's Scouse accent was unconvincing.
Was that in Boardwalk Empire?
Yes, that's right.
Right, okay. I think it's probably
which was good. I started watching that.
I know, is that 20 years old? I think that's probably the last television I watched, actually, that wasn't live sport.
Buscemi and what's her face? What's the Scottish actress?
Stephen Graham was great in that. Was it Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels as the Scouse burglar with the afro?
He wasn't in that. Stephen Graham wasn't in that.
Yes, he was.
He wasn't one of the burglars.
Oh, no, wasn't he? Wasn't one of the burglars?
He was not.
Oh, he sounded like him.
Well, yeah,
oh no! Yes, that guy just died actually.
Yeah,
recently.
he did. Yeah, I forget his name.
Sorry if you're listening.
And the guy who was in Bread.
The worst program in the history of television.
There's a half man, half biscuit lyric for this, which is without Carla Lane. My favourite opening of all time is TV Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, says Jay.
The Russian dance. Yeah.
Rather more fluently than I just said it. What else?
I could talk for many hours about Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy and Smiley's people, but I don't think people are that interested in listening. And it's not raining.
Never stopped you before. Carry on.
It's a great book as well. Fantastic book.
He's not a great stylist as a writer. I mean, it's all about the plots rather than the style of writing.
No, I disagree with that. I think that no, he's not a page turner. It's incredibly dense, and you misread a paragraph and you're lost. But he doesn't. He treats the reader with great respect. They're going to be able to actually follow the labyrinthine machinations of the circus.
Yeah,
misread a paragraph at your peril.
No, it's true. When you do sort of read it for a second time after knowing what's happened, you do spot things. Which he's hidden along the way. Michael Atherton on screen, as usual, has too many buttons open on his shirt. You're not 25 anymore, Mike, and to be honest, you weren't that much of a heartthrob even when you were 25.
Oh, a bit harsh on Michael. I don't think he sees himself that way, does he?
I mean, just do up your shirt. It's not that difficult.
Well,
there are more things to get angry about, aren't there? Than how many...
Let's not button shame.
Leah makes the point that Daniel Day-Lewis totally disappears into his roles. I think that's the point she was making.
Yes.
Jay says, right, I've hit peak nerdery. I'll just listen today. No, you won't. Come on.
No, don't
join in, nerds of the world. Please get in contact. It's an extended drinks break. I've lost track of Tony's roster. So I'm not sure. Grubby, I'll sublet that to you. You can find out how long we're staying on.
I don't know. I know I'm on for the next 3 stints.
Months.
I think. Yeah. Farong wants to know how Jofra would have got on this pitch.
We don't know because he's on holiday in Barbados.
And Jay, true to his word, just listening and sending in another message to say he loves Le Carre.
Yeah.
Yes, love Carre. I mean, very good. Cornwell, very good, very good. There's a very good 4-parter on early Philby on The Rest is Classified that's worth listening.
That The Rest is getting out of hand, isn't it?
It only makes sense in one context, and they have decided to use it for
Rips
everything.
the arse out of it?
So, yeah.
Well, yes.
Own goal hanger, as I call them.
It's not. I mean, none of these snipey comments are going to change how successful that franchise is, I guess. And that's...
You can call something, as we know from our branding days, it doesn't really matter what you call something. If it delivers, it delivers.
Fourthly, was M's pop music ever used as a jingle for pot noodles? Because if it isn't, it should have been.
Pot noodle.
I could just see, you know, very cut, very sort of pop arty sort of thing. It should have been. That and also Gaviscon by Glenn Campbell. As Jameson starts a new over to Brooke, who defends. Doesn't do it very often, but he does there.
We used to occasionally at the agency, as we like to call it, capital letters, the agency that Forthy and I used to work for, we used to get letters from punters saying, I've had an idea for a Marmite advert.
Really good.
Yeah. And our instructions, we were told very clearly that if you ever received such a letter, if you got an inkling that that's what it was, you were to put it straight back in the envelope, seal it up and send it to the head of finance or the head of whoever it was, so that if ever a similar commercial got made.
Yeah.
But I don't know, that wouldn't really absolve you of any, because you've already opened it.
But pot noodle's good, I think. I think that works. As I'm sure M would be delighted with the money as well, as this next ball is defended square on the offside.
He's called Robert something, isn't he? M is his real name?
I don't know.
I heard him interviewed.
I think so.
Does it begin with an M?
Robin Scott.
Robin Scott. Got the Rob bit right.
Pot noodle. Can't stop singing it, can you?
Talk about pot noodle.
You just see the whole thing.
London, Paris, Munich, whatever. Yeah.
Bradford. Yeah, everyone talks about pot noodles.
I have a pot noodle or two whenever I go to the Cheltenham Festival. We stay in a big house, and it's almost become tradition that we
the big house.
We go to the 24-hour garage and get some pot noodles.
Carl Jameson bowls short, cut into the ground, and then into the hands of the gully fielder, who this time takes it cleanly. Unlike it's a different gully fielder.
The actual album from which pop music came was in fact called New York, London, Paris, Munich. And it's not often you get a kind of reversal that way, with one of the lyrics becoming the title.
I give you Untouched Takeaway by Nick Lowe.
Oh, okay.
Which is a line from Lately I've Let Things Slide.
I'll give you...
That Untouched Takeaway I brought home the other day has quite a lot to say.
I'll give you Highland Hard Rain by Aztec Camera.
Oh, yeah, good shout.
Coming in there.
As Jameson comes in bowl. Down the wicket comes Brooke. He's dragged it out to long on. I think he's going to get a boundary. He probably didn't deserve it, because neither the conception or the execution was all that good. But he gets 4 nonetheless. Really?
It's very hard to criticise a man with an average of 56 or whatever it is, but that's not going to stop us.
It's not going to stop us whatsoever.
I'm wondering why.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
Fazal Mahmood would say.
Yeah.
Why did he do that? Why? As Jameson bowls again, and he stays in his crease and drives this properly, like a proper batsman in a proper game of cricket, for 4. I mean, you could say, and he probably would say, that the fact that he came down to the last delivery meant that he bowled it fuller and straighter, and led to the second 4. But
you would say that. And that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah, when you bat like Harry Brook, it's absolutely for certain that bowlers will bowl differently at you.
And I think also we don't know what it's like. I don't. Can't speak for myself.
You don't know what it's like.
To have the
that was the song about the president of Iran.
To have the eye-to-hand coordination for Harry Brook. If he feels he can trust himself to that degree, well, I suppose good luck to him.
And this next ball is defended into the offside. You don't know what it's like, Rafsanjani. Rafsanjani. Wasn't he the president of Iran? I think he was. Yes, Sarah Taylor's on the bench there with Brendan McCullum.
And Tresco.
Of course, were they both wicket-keepers?
Yeah, well, she certainly was, and he certainly was. So yes.
Tresco did it occasionally as well, I think.
He did very occasionally. Yeah.
Oh, we've got an England Lions squad. Lots of people. Noah Cornwall of Middlesex has got in there. And has Caleb Faulkner. A couple of Roos, James Thomas, Asa Tribe of Glamorgan, Ben McKinney of Durham, Saqib Mahmood, whose name I haven't heard for a while. Rayan Ahmed is in it. They're playing a game against South Africa A at some point. Sorry for those people I've missed out, like Jordan Cox, Henry Crocombe.
Matthew Potts.
Who's Scott Curry? Do I know Scott Curry? Not sure I do. Smith bowls to Stokes, full and straight defended. 79 for 5. Stokes has 4, Brook 36. England, having been put into bat, as I think they would have done to New Zealand, have lost 5 wickets in a game today that has been slight. How long did we lose for the rain? Probably about an hour.
About an hour, isn't it?
Yeah, an hour and a lunch break. Dan Mousley's in there.
Mousley. It's a name you have to say in a Midlands accent, isn't it?
Dan Mousley's in there.
Mousley.
Is he in there?
Jeffrey Ward says Michael Jaston is the best narrator of novels, in my opinion.
Wonderful.
What a voice.
And he takes off Alec Guinness as Smiley in superb fashion in the audiobook of Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Smith bowls again. Stokes doesn't move his feet and defends it back to the bowler. He's vulnerable there to the ball nipping back into it.
I know I've mentioned this before on air, and I do apologise, but my wife's mother's cousin is Kim Philby.
Wow.
Really?
Yes, that's great.
You fucking traitorous commie, you.
Not me, Fred. I have got no treacherous blood, but my wife has.
You married into the Philby family?
I did.
Goodness me. Well, I shall be blunt. Next ball is on the pads. Well, it was sort of middle and off, but he's taken it through the leg side, Stokes, and he's sweetly timed all along the ground, out to the mid-wicket boundary for one of these.
And if you kids can't listen, then you bound to see the way you get shot for crossing a boundary.
Back to Michael Jaston, who narrated the audiobooks. He was actually Peter Gwilym in the Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, but not in Smiley's People, because he was doing something else. He wasn't available to play the same role in the second series.
Well, I don't know why Eric has said Rogue Male, but I like it. And then Riyar chat about lyrics that are lyrics but not song titles, but album titles. Modern Life is Rubbish by Blur, according to Chief Wardo. I remember that being a lyric in that album. I love that album.
This next ball is played quite sweetly by Stokes on the offside. He does find the cover point fielder, but it was going quite quickly. He probably felt he deserved more for that. And what song is Modern Life is Rubbish a lyric
I can't think what... I can't.
A lot of those lyrics are not easy to listen to.
By the way, Wonder
hear.
Stuff are very good at that. So Hup is a lyric. But, it is. Never Loved Elvis is a lyric, but not a song title.
Yeah.
And Eight-Legged Groove Machine is a lyric, but not a song title.
All
albums.
That's very rich vein. Michael Byrne.
This one does keep low from Smith, and Stokes has been in long enough to be able to see it and jab down on it. But for the first day of a test match, should the ball be doing that? I think we can all agree the answer is no.
On the other hand, it's early June. It's England.
It's June. It's not like March.
No, but you would traditionally say May is when the ball behaves like this.
Yes, and we're in June.
Michael Byrne plays Peter Gwilym in Smiley's People.
He does. He's not in it for very long, but he's in for the momentous scene at the end when Carla comes across a bridge which is pretending to be in Berlin but is really in Nottingham, as his next ball is full and straight and Stokes defends. I think we're due a change. We seem to have been on for months.
Yeah. Well, Extra Fluffo says, good morning, gorillas and baby octopuses.
Where are you where it's morning? Oh, it must be America, surely.
Yeah, I'm guessing, States. Lester Charles makes the assertion that Jofra is West Indian. He'll be used in England to make his money and then come back home to Barbados and spend it. Leah says, does Edge of Sanity's Purgatory Afterglow, named after a line from the song Twilight, count? If it falls into the category, then yes. It's such a pleasure welcoming real cricket again, says Rohan Daly. Thanks, guys, for the great commentary. Really appreciate it. Keep up the great work. That was what I like to call the Steve Wright shout-out.
Yes.
Hi, Steve. Love the show.
Yes.
Love the show.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. Jameson bowls a full ball and Brooks drives, and it does sort of beat the man at mid-on. I think he may have got a hand to it. Probably going to prevent the boundary. But they should take 3, as that's... yes.
Got to break it to you, Fred. You're off air. I'm on the ball by ball.
Okay, take it away. And I see the Kraken awaits. Tony Bishop will be coming in.
Before you go, let me tell you that Chief Wardo's come back and says it's a lyric from In for Tomorrow.
Oh, there we are. Well, I wasn't expecting that to be a particularly fertile seam, but so it proved. If anyone else has got...
I like it.
Album titles which are taken from a lyric which isn't the title of one of the songs of the album, if you're following it, then do write in.
Full disclosure, Forthy, it was on our show, the Twilight Turntable. It was a Twilight tidbit at some point.
Lovely stuff. I thought you were very knowledgeable. Oh, and that's hoiked by Harry Brook. It was a short-arm jab over the man at mid-wicket, gone all the way for one of these off Jameson. So that's yet another boundary to Harry Brook.
Oh, shit.
There's not one boy for me, I must have 2 or 3, I need 4.
And you'll know from that barely audible "oh shit" that Tony Bishop has joined us.
Hello.
In the combox. Hi, Tone.
I'm in trouble.
You know, sometimes we say you look up and we can't believe he's on 42. I can actually believe he is on Harry Brook, because it's been quite a flamboyant 42.
Always entertaining.
Well, he got dropped. What did we decide what he was on when he was dropped?
I'm going to say he's on about 10, I think.
Yeah,
Single
somewhere
figures,
between
I
none
think.
and 20, as you helpfully said.
Jameson in again, and that's just sort of nurdled on the offside off his hit, wide of the man of mid-on. They hurry through for a single, which we'll see Ben Stokes on strike.
Strangely becalmed Ben Stokes, just letting his man do the work at the other end, didn't he?
Yes, I mean, when you're captain and you're 35, you know the rhythm of Test cricket, you know, to leave it to the man who's got the hops for the ball.
All over the place.
The sun's broken out, which we weren't really expect. I think we were expecting this afternoon's session to be badly damaged by the weather, but it hasn't proved to be the case.
Hurrah, I say.
Indeed. Stokes faces up to Jameson, who pulls it elegantly. Well, not elegantly, ferociously to the man. Belager isn't there, and that'll be a boundary to Ben Stokes.
And all of a sudden, looks like a totally different game.
Yeah. All of a sudden.
I think it's going to have to be at least another 100 on the score without losing a wicket before it looks that different again.
But it's so funny, isn't it? You know, one over, you see him prodding and playing and missing, and LBW shouts and can't lay about it, and then all of a sudden it's down the pitch and
10-11 so far.
Was a poor ball. Oh, and that's edged. Has it been taken? It looks like it has. It has gone. Stokes has gone for 12 of 22 balls. Jameson strikes. England in absolutely all sorts at 94 for 6. I think Stokes just definitely caught that.
Williamson
having a chat, the umpires, and they're having a
They
look.
did. I think Stokes said, "You caught that, did you?" And the fielder said yes, so he walks off. But they have to follow the protocol, so we haven't taken it upstairs to double check.
Kane Williamson. If Kane Williamson said I caught it, then he caught it.
Well, let's hope.
And to be fair, I don't think there's any controversy about this one. Of course, they have to check. Let's just see.
Oh, it's a brilliant catch. One hand.
It's one-handed. I think there's just a moment of doubt because the fielder has his back to the umpires, and they did have to check. But as he turns around, the ball is still clutched in his hand. That there's no suggestion it was turfed at that stage. We'll just see again. Oh,
yeah,
superb.
He's
Very good.
He took it. He's sort of gone right into the meat of his right hand, Kane Williamson. But yeah, the ball was never, you know, under a few inches off the ground. There's no suggestion it was grass.
No, and you know, I don't think anybody thought that there was a problem, but the protocols are there for a reason, and okay, fine, they checked, it's out. 94 for 6, I would call that problematic for England.
Yes, indeed.
David Durrell, why?
Yeah.
Afternoon from Turku, first day of the summer test, and we're already in England stop being shit situation.
Turku?
We are indeed. Yeah, Turku's in Finland.
Oh, okay.
I think Finland.
He gets about a bit, doesn't he?
He does get about. Lovely city, says Chief Wardo. I may be wrong about Turku.
I think maybe thought Turkey had changed its name again.
Well, Chief Wardo then goes on to say, wait, what? I was in Tartu, not Turku. I'm sure it's lovely, though.
Right.
Well, I've been to Torquay. Does that count? We're just saying places beginning with T. Tranmere. I've been to Tranmere. That begins with a T.
Telford.
Telford.
Stayed in a 100 house in Telford.
Oh, really?
Very
okay.
sweet.
Tranmere.
100 house.
It's called the 100. It was a sort of pub cum B&B thing.
Ah.
And we stayed there.
Tunbridge in Kent.
Tunbridge, yeah.
School there produced lots of cricketers, of course.
Teignmouth.
Teignmouth,
beg its pardon.
Teignmouth.
Way, says Extra Fluffo, for no reason, unless it's the man who
It'll
goes
be to
away.
do with something, yeah.
Could well be. Catch her, says Banana Brooks. It was a good catch. Mint, says Jay Grover, for no reason other than
it's us.
It was
We're
a good,
Mint.
New batsman. Atkinson is at the crease. He plays a forward defensive, but the ball does not hit the bat, but he avoids the outside edge dismissal at the end of the 27th over. England are 94 for 6. Atkinson has yet to open his account. Brook looking good on 43. Over 2, I think.
I will just jingle up the new batsman.
Gus, the hat-trick son, that's 3 wickets in a row. Gus, the hat-trick son, a bowling impresario.
Tony.
Well, I was sort of doing them anyway, wasn't I? Right, Dave Donuts. Be interesting to see how we bowl later on today on this pitch. Chris the Choir, not Christ the Choir, says, are any of the New Zealanders thinking Ireland gave us more of a game